believe no one should actually retire. They should re-attire.
How many bankers have you onboarded?
Of course, Bombay had to happen.
Banking sector is a little bit male dominated.
Most bankers kind of disappear into oblivion. There's a word in Japanese called Shinrin Yoku.
Hey everyone, this is Eklavya and welcome to the first episode of Capital Connect, a podcast by Bankers Club, where we talk about fintech, businesses, innovations and much more. We are starting this journey with someone who has been an absolute force behind growth of Bankers Club. So I would like to welcome Barnali Das, the co-founder of Bankers Club. Barnali, so excited to have you here.
I'm excited as well to be here on the show. Thank you so much.
So Barnali, please tell us about Bankers Club, what it is and how it started.
Thank you for having me, Eklavya. I'm super excited to introduce Bankers Club to our audience today. So Bankers Club is a fintech aggregator platform. What we do at Bankers Club is provide corporate financial advisory services. So how the platform works is that on the one side, we have seasoned bankers who have a lot of experience. They are retired. They have skills earned over a 30, 40 years of lifetime. On the other hand, we have businesses. These businesses are MSMEs, small, mid-sized businesses. They have whatever corporate financial advisory related services. Bankers are here to fulfill those requirements. So that essentially what we do and aggregate on our platform.
So basically you help people who decided to retire by giving them another opportunity again, because everyone knows no one can actually retire. Something like that. You give opportunity to the bankers and then you help them connect with the companies who are looking for financial services. Is that correct?
To a great extent, you have summed it up correctly. We decided to name our company as ReAttire India Private Limited. Mm-hmm. Why ReAttire? Because we believe no one should actually retire. They should reattire. Okay. And bankers who have spent a lifetime doing banking and dealing with finances day in and day out, essentially what happens once they retire, their life is almost over. It's a very small percentage of bankers who actually have engagement post-retirement, but most bankers kind of disappear into oblivion and they have no engagement, no connect with the market, no sort of, social or professional life left. So what Bankers Club is trying to do, and in fact, we happen to be one of the first companies or platform in India that is leveraging the skills and experiences of bankers to bring them back to engagement, bring them back and giving them back a life of their own, both professional life as well as the opportunity to connect with other bankers, because we are creating a community of bankers. So they get both community engagement to actually work with businesses and give them the kind of advisory they require, and thus having a far more fulfilled life after their retirement. So that's why we call it reattiring, their life or reattiring themselves after their retirement.
So how did you get the idea of naming it Bankers Club, like from ReAttire to Bankers Club?
So as far as the name goes, I will give full credit to our founder, Dr. Rajat Chopra. It is his brainchild, his vision, and his idea that, we are basically fructifying right now and we are operationalizing. Rajat is the one who spent a lifetime working with bankers, and then he came up with the, whole concept of Bankers Club. And since last April, this is now going to be a year in operation. So since last April, we basically came together and started building our platform, started building Bankers Club.
So it's been a year you have been live, and how many bankers have you onboarded and how many companies have you helped so far?
So Eklavya, I'm actually very thrilled to share that we have seen fantastic response from the market, from both, retired or seasoned bankers who are no longer, part of the banking ecosystem. At the same time, we've also seen a fabulous, response from businesses, MSMEs, etc., from all over India. We have nearly 200 bankers who have actually subscribed and paid the subscription fee, and they have become part of our platform. As far as businesses are concerned, we have over 70 live mandates, and we have about 3,000, 4,000, companies who we are actively engaging with. And since we started talking and publicizing about our offerings, our company, we have seen an enormous response in terms of, wanting to access our services and what we provide.
It's a pretty good number, like 200 in an year plus like 70 active minutes. I think you have closed some companies as well. So that's a very good number based on the idea like it's a startup. So that's a very good thing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Eklavya. Thank you.
Any specific incident or that you remember like that has stuck in your mind, like this was very hard to do or help a company this way because of the situation they were in, but you were able to figure out something like that, if you would like to share without revealing the name, of course.
So I believe what you are asking me is to talk about some case study that,
Yep.
we have. Sure. So we have had very, very interesting, case studies so far since we have started. What has been really, encouraging for us is that we started seeing interest from companies from all over India. I'm not talking about metros. I'm not talking about tier 1 cities. I'm talking about tier 2, tier 3 cities. Thanks to, digital marketing efforts, clearly the word has, spread, and businesses have heard about us and seen our advertisements probably, and they have reached out to us, and cities. I won't call them cities. These are like small towns, and people from such small towns have reached out to us, and we are industry agnostic. We can service a business from any industry. So, whether it is manufacturing, startup, real estate, or any other industry, we are pretty much, even like people who are traders, and they are reaching out to us to help them with NPAs, help them raise fund. And when we talk about helping them raise fund, we are talking about debt fund advisory. So essentially, anywhere from starting from 1-2 CR going up all the way to 50 CR, 100 CR, they've reached out to us and they have trusted us to basically help them, service them. We have been able to actually match bankers from similar locality, if not from the same town or city. So we have been able to identify skilled and suitable banker to match them with, and then bankers go and meet these clients. They connect in real time, they meet each other in their offices, and then that's how they have been able to take these cases towards fulfillment. So there are a lot of cases where we have been able to fulfill their requirement, which is really heartwarming, because I think I will give full credit to the bankers on our platform, the way they have leveraged their own skills and their own experience to fulfill the requirements of the client. That is truly praiseworthy. That's how I would sum it up.
So you have, you mentioned it's over 200 bankers and they are spread all across India, and that is why you're able to connect. Do you, like, I'm aware about the headquarters that you have in Delhi. Any other branches you have? Like, I know it's a startup, but if you have expanded somewhere.
Well, I think by the grace of God and the goodwill, immense goodwill of the bankers on our platform and the businesses that we are connected to, we have been able to expand our, offices. Starting from Delhi, of course, we launched as a business last August. And then gradually our first office we expanded to as a co-partnership under the leadership of Rajiv Puri ji in Chandigarh. Then gradually we opened our office in Indore under the leadership of Mr. Manmohan Chhabra. And then the last office that we have most recently opened is in Bombay. Of course, Bombay had to happen. It's the financial capital of India. So, we had to open an office in Bombay. So that's how, currently in the first year of our operation, we are now geographically spread out in 4 different offices.
So what I've observed, like, I haven't been that much into the space, but I've observed that this domain, the banking sector, is a little bit male dominated. There are more number of males compared to women, and women are actually emerging, which is a good thing. But I wanted to know about what has your experience been so far in this sector?
Yes, I think statistically that is a right observation. banking sector, BFSI sector is indeed a male-dominated industry. But what is really encouraging and what is also at the same time really exciting is that a lot of women are in leadership roles. In fact, among all the industries, BFSI has 24% women in leadership roles, which means a lot of women are doing rocking work in the sector. And that should encourage more women to actually come and join the sector.
Of course.
So that's what, as far as the industry is concerned. As far as my experience in Bankers Club is concerned, because my role demands that I interact with a lot of bankers, a lot of retired bankers on our platform. It's been a really fabulous experience interacting with all the bankers on our platform. A lot of them have become good friends over time. They are very generous with suggestions. They're very generous with help if we reach out for any advice. They are very generous and available to a platform like ours, because we are a new company. We are almost in our infancy, as far as the company's journey is concerned. So they have indulged us, they have encouraged us, and they have mentored us, and they're very, very respectful. They are obviously very experienced because, they all have 35 to 40 years of professional career behind them. So naturally, they know how to be professional, how to be respectful and dignified in what they do. So it's been an amazing journey so far interacting with them.
Got it. Is it like, I'm not sure, but sometimes even I face challenges with the emerging technology. So the technology that you're providing for bankers to be on board with Bankers Club, like to get some things and some job opportunities, as you mentioned, that you provide, is it very hard or complicated for them to get on board with that or to implement it or get adapted to it?
Yes, I mean, in the sense that when we started, we did face some challenges to get them comfortable with the technology and with the platform and getting them accustomed to logging into our platform, etc. But we have engaged with them often enough and frequently enough to get them comfortable. So they know how to log in and they know how to engage with the platform now. And I think the engagement will continue to happen. And if there are some cases when somebody is still not comfortable, we continue to kind of support them to get comfortable with the technology part. So I see no challenges in that regard.
Okay. Being a female in this industry and you have to juggle between home and work as well, how tough it has been for you as a co-founder for this company to juggle between your personal life and work life?
I think no matter what role you have to play as a woman, there are always challenges. I don't think we have reached a stage in this world yet where any woman can claim that, I have no challenges. But primarily, I think I am very, very blessed and privileged to have the support of a wonderful family in terms of, supporting me to go out there and play whatever role I want to play in my professional life. I have a small family, and at the moment, there aren't too many responsibilities because my only son has grown up, and there is no, active mothering role that I have to play because my son has flown out of the nest. So I'm an empty nester mom. So in that regard, not much of family responsibilities, but startup life and a co-founder's life is not an easy life. It's very intense. Essentially, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you are always thinking of the business. You are always thinking of the people. You are always thinking of the processes, products, and what you are going to do next. Always also second guessing yourself if you are doing something wrong and if you are maybe adopting a wrong approach. So those are the things that really keeps me awake at night, and not exactly the challenges of balancing my work and my personal life. But yes, in a career that has spanned more than 26, 27 years now, there have been a lot of challenges in the past when I had a small child and I had a life in the media and I had to get back to home to, tend to my small child. Then there were, times when I had to actually struggle to get back to work after my son was born. At that time, I had to leave my job because of certain health, issues. Getting back to work was a big challenge, and I think even after 25 years, it is still a big challenge today for women who have to take a break because of childbirth, etc. It's still a challenge. So I hope that someday we will be in a much more equal and fair world where those challenges don't exist. But other than that, I am extremely privileged to have had a good education. My parents invested in my good education, and otherwise blessed to have the support and strength of my family behind me. So in that sense, I think it's all good. Yeah.
Okay. So based on the information that you provided, it already looks that you are full of tasks from the start of your day. Any hobbies you still do or manage to do something like that?
Yes, I do actually. I love traveling, exploring new countries, new cultures, new cuisine, trying out different kinds of food. I also love photography a lot, especially, nature photography. So whenever I get an opportunity, I like going into forested areas and taking pictures, and I find that very meditative for me. So that also is when Barnali outside of Bankers Club, she keeps busy by doing this.
So that is sort of therapeutic to you.
Exactly. It's called, there's a word in Japanese called Shinrin Yoku, which essentially means forest bathing, where the forest, you allow the forest and nature and trees to heal you. So it kind of is de-stressing for me. And I love looking at leaves, trees, and the patterns in leaves and the canopy of trees. So all that is very, very healing and therapeutic for me.
What is the word again?
Shinrin Yoku.
Shinrin Yoku. Okay. The only Japanese word I know is Ikigai. That is also because of a book. Cool. Shinrin Yoku.
Shinrin Yoku, yes. Guilty pleasure is watching K-dramas. I love binge watching when I, have the luxury of time to actually do that. So yeah, I do have a lot of hobbies, and I think without hobbies, life will be so humdrum, and it will be very, it will be a lot of drudgery if you are always working. So yeah.
I've heard that you have participated in marathons as well. Are you still doing it? Like, I got a little information about you before coming here.
Good. I see that you have actually done some research on me. Yes, I used to be a marathon runner earlier, but not anymore.
Okay.
So essentially, for about 9 to 10 years, I used to be a lot of long distance, ultra marathon distance running. But now I've given up because it takes up a lot of time. It's very intense. The training and the actual participation in marathon, it takes up a fair amount of my time. And unfortunately, for the last 9-10 years, I haven't had that kind of time at my disposal to actually train and do marathons.
So how has been the culture of the organization Bankers Club? What is it actually like to work in Bankers Club?
I think as far as culture is concerned of an organization, each one of us is a culture carrier.
Okay.
The energy we bring to the table, we bring to office, that is culture. So you have something to contribute, I have something to contribute, all the senior bankers in our system, they have something to contribute. Essentially, the vibe is very friendly. The vibe is respectful because we have a lot of diversity in our office. I would say gender diversity, age diversity, and we have like a mini India, though a very predominant Punjabi culture because a lot of the people in our office are Punjabi speakers. So, they are robust, jovial people. So that keeps the atmosphere live. Age diversity is another thing I would like to highlight because we have young colleagues who are like, 23, 24 years old. At the same time, we also have people who have retired from their professional career and now they are, as bankers, they are within our system. They are in their 60s. Some of them are even like 70 years old and 70 plus. So that kind of keeps us all very, very grounded. So we all are, very well adapted to interacting with people of all age bracket, and respectful at the same time. Also, we don't really believe in hierarchy. Everyone is accessible to the other person. So that's the kind of culture we have. And I would like to think of myself as, someone who keeps the culture very friendly, accessible, and respectable.
It sounds like there are a lot of problems that you try to solve. So you are more of a problem solver in the company, I believe.
I would like to believe so, though people in our office would be able to confirm that whether I am a problem solver or something else.
Or a creator.
But yes, I think a lot of my colleagues, they come to us when they have tried out the solutions and nothing seems to be working out. They come to me for advice and guidance and solutions. And I remain very, very accessible to each and every one of them. And I'm also very responsive. So on messages and calls, whenever any colleague of mine is reaching out to me, I try to be very responsive and I immediately kind of respond. So that's how it is.
So this is a very new concept that I've heard, and I think you are the first company who are reattiring bankers, or a platform that is made for bankers. How does it feel and how do you operate usually?
So yes, Eklavya, as you rightly said, we are India's first fintech aggregator platform that is leveraging the experience and expertise of retired bankers or seasoned bankers, by which I mean that they may have taken VRS, but they have immense skills and expertise and knowledge of the banking sector, and they can continue to leverage their own skills and expertise in benefiting companies and benefiting them with their wisdom and their advisory. So with that thought, we started building Bankers Club as a community of bankers who can continue to stay engaged and contribute to building their financials, boosting their growth, giving them the right kind of advisory that they require. So in that sense, we are very proud of building India's first platform dedicated specially to bankers.
So every banker has different kind of experience. Like let's say that they have more experience with fundraising compared to other services. Do you try to cover every other service out there?
So Bankers Club essentially offers 17 different kinds of advisory services, ranging from debt fundraise, equity fundraise, to NPA resolution, to Forex, to treasury management, and a whole lot of others. We are not specific to any particular industry. Our bankers are capable and skilled enough to, service any industry, any kind of requirement. When we match a banker to a particular client and their requirement, we always see the suitability and the geographical affiliation, so that the match is a right kind of match. If a banker is from Pune and the client is from Pune, we will always see the most suitable banker capable of servicing the requirements of the client from that particular location. That is how we match them.
Okay. So a lot of great insights from you, and I think we are exceeding the time limit that we set for this. Before wrapping up, any specific advice for the entrepreneurs out there who are trying to make it big in the fintech industry?
Sure. So I would say that building a company, whether it is fintech or in any other industry, is like running a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a 100-meter race. So you have to really pace yourself. You have to really go steady, stay focused on your goal, and stay committed to your concept, your idea, and your goals. And secondly, I would say you should surround yourself with people who are probably contrarian, who don't necessarily agree with you, but who bring a lot of insights to the table. And basically surround yourselves with good people which will help you in the long run to build your business. Don't go into an echo chamber where everybody is agreeing to whatever the founder or the co-founder is saying, but help yourself, and by surrounding yourself with people with a lot of perhaps common sense, a lot of questioning, frame of mind rather than just agreeing and, with a yes sir mentality. So those are, I think, my advice to anyone trying to build a new business from scratch.
So mainly people who are open-minded and know where to stand and where not to surrender is something that you look for. This is the standard that you think a person should have in this industry.
Yes, in the sense that, a lot of the times the journey kind of evolves, and it is not necessary that the idea that you had in the beginning is exactly how your journey is going to pan out. Because as you, start, doing things, operationalizing things, you yourself realize that, you have to sometimes pivot very drastically, but you have to somehow go out there and, imagine you are sailing a ship and you have to take everybody with you. So it is a lot of hustle, lot of heart and mind and soul getting into the entire process. So yes, open-mindedness and being adaptable and being flexible is absolutely part of your journey, because if you are not adaptable, then chances are that, you will somehow get derailed sooner rather than later.
Makes sense. Thank you for inspiring us. I feel motivated, and I think our audience must have gained a lot of insights from this. So thank you for everything.
Thank you so much for having me, Eklavya. Please stay tuned to the Capital Connect, a podcast by Bankers Club, wherein we discuss finances, fintech, insights, innovations, and a lot more.
If you liked us, please make sure to follow us so that you can be inspired by more upcoming stories that we will be sharing on our podcast. Stay tuned for next one.